Here's your news for March 18th, 2020. We are starting today once again with news of the global medical crisis, as things are pretty tense right now. Though the vast majority of people who get infected recover, there is a significant risk for those with major health conditions, and that includes Roman Reigns, who has had 2 battles with leukemia over the years. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer spoke about the big dog's condition, saying, "They have doctors who are going to monitor Roman Reigns, but he's got a weakened immune system to a degree because the CML leukemia is in him for life. He beat it, it may not come back, it may come back. CML is one of those things that can come back and, likely will, and he'll likely go through the same scenario that he did. It's one of those things that's in you and it can come back. That's one of the things that's not really good as far as risk goes." Reigns is scheduled to face Universal Champion Goldberg, so the last thing the WWE needs is for one of their top stars to be infected ahead of their biggest show of the year. Fortunately for Roman, the WWE doctors are taking no chances with him, and fans can expect to see him on April 5th at the Performance Center. One superstar who knows all about being a top guy in WWE is CM Punk, and while the straight-edge superstar has stayed away from the ring, that may all change soon. Ever since Punk left the WWE in 2014, fans have been clamoring to see him compete one more time, and while speaking to Swing and Misses, the former world champion gave his views on which wrestlers he'd still like to face. He said, "As far as people that I've worked with before, if there were a clean slate, if the money was right, I think a guy like Daniel Bryan, I would listen to your idea. If you said John Cena, I'd probably listen to your idea. Rey Mysterio, I would listen to your idea. For people I haven't ever wrestled before, I think Will Ospreay, I would listen to your idea. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm busy doing other stuff and nobody has found the right combination of ways to approach me. It's not all up to me, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to the people who actually run the company." Time will tell whether fans see Punk back in a WWE ring again, but for now, the straight-edge superstar is more than happy with his gig on WWE backstage. From one former WWE superstar to another now, as Matt Hardy only recently left the company, but may be back sooner than we thought. On Tuesday, the WWE's Twitter profile was changed with a black profile pic and a cryptic tweet that read, "The truth will be heard." Though both were quickly deleted, Hardy tweeted about the incident, leading many to speculate on whether Matt has signed a new deal with WWE after all. With that said, it's likely that Matt will be appearing on AEW soon, as the Young Bucks appeared on his recent Free the Delete video, but the latest news is that he hasn't officially signed with anyone just yet. Shortly after, a coded message from the AEW Twitter account was decoded to read, "It's too late now," as the leader of the Dark Order is set to be revealed tonight and rumored to be Hardy himself. Whatever the truth is, Matt remains a huge star in wrestling and will no doubt be a big deal wherever he ends up in the future. Now recently we reported on Impact Wrestling star Scott Steiner being rushed to the hospital after collapsing backstage, but it'll take more than what's being described as a, quote, cardiac episode to keep Freakzilla down. After collapsing while at the March 7th Impact tapings, Steiner underwent a heart procedure, but has already returned to the industry, recently appearing at a New Era wrestling event in Alabama. Though he didn't wrestle at the event, Big Papa Pump did cut a promo for the live audience and signed autographs, and it's great to see Scott doing well after such a worrying time in his life. Back to WWE now, and with the news of WrestleMania 36 being moved to the Performance Center, this has been a huge hit to the city of Tampa. Originally, the Big Guava was supposed to host the showcase of the Immortals at the Raymond James Stadium, and on Tuesday, the Tampa Bay Local Organizing Committee issued the following statement. "Our community has waited 36 years to host WrestleMania, and while we are saddened that this unforeseen situation has led us to today's announcement, this is totally the right call for security and safety of everyone involved. A huge thank you to all our local leaders and our friends at WWE, as we collectively work through the unprecedented fluidity of the last few weeks. The Tampa Bay WWE partnership has never been stronger." The same statement also gave fans information about how to get refunds for their tickets, and those that ordered from Ticketmaster can expect their payment within 30 days. It's a real shame for the city of Tampa to lose WrestleMania, as the biggest show of the year is always a big boost for the host city's economy, but obviously the health of fans and superstars comes before anything else. We are looking at this week's edition of Monday Night Raw as, despite the lack of a crowd, the fans still tuned in at home. With appearances by The Undertaker, Edge, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, the show brought in an average of 2.33 million fans according to Showbuzz Daily, a significant increase from last week's show. This week's show also saw very little wrestling, as the WWE recognized that it's difficult to have a show without a crowd, and a lot of this week's 3 hours were taken up with a rerun of the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble. For comparison, the March 9th edition of Raw brought in 2.163 million fans on average, which was down from the prior week, which did 2.257 million. WWE will continue to provide content as long as they're able to from their Performance Center, and while the wrestling world is in uncharted waters right now, it's still good to see that the fans are tuning in to see how WWE handles the situation. Back to WrestleMania now, as this year's show has already changed dramatically over the past few days, but the change of venue for the biggest show of the year may not be the only change WWE has to make. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer discussed the fact that WWE might not hold every match planned for Mania, saying, "Pro wrestling is tough without fans, and it loses a lot, and they know that, so that's why we got what we got tonight, which was a no wrestling Raw." Then for WrestleMania, that's a wrestling-heavy show. They had 16 matches lined up. I don't know if they'll do 16 matches at this point. There may not even be a WrestleMania on April 5th. They announced that, but one guy on that roster getting the virus, or one major celebrity getting it in Florida, or an outbreak in Florida, and it's not happening. It's also been pointed out that the annual men's and women's battle royals are unlikely to happen, considering how many superstars have to gather so closely, as well as the fact that WWE needs to keep the attendance in the Performance Center under 50 people. On his show, Meltzer also pointed out that there were plans for a triple threat women's tag team title match between the Kabuki Warriors, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and Beth Phoenix and Natalya, but noted that on Raw, there was no mention of the Glamazon or the Queen of Hearts being in the match. As of right now, 7 matches have been confirmed for the company's biggest show of the year, and time will tell whether the WWE is prepared to add any more before the big show on April 5th. While the WWE won't be touring to various venues for a while, it's clear that the company's Performance Center is one of their hottest assets right now. Now, the PW Insider is reporting that WWE will be using the PC for as long as necessary, and fans should get used to the venue. They said, "WWE has not officially announced the changes, but the word we are getting is that for the time being, all TV tapings until further notice are internally expected to be moved to the Performance Center." This Friday's Smackdown that was supposed to be in New Orleans, and next week's Raw, which was planned to take place in Fort Worth, Texas, have both been changed and will now emanate from the Performance Center. This is truly one of the strangest periods in wrestling history, and if the city of Orlando nixes WWE Performance Center tapings, then the plans for WrestleMania will need to be changed again. We'll keep you up to date with the story of WrestleMania as it progresses, but for now, one thing for certain is that nothing is certain. Speaking of the Performance Center, the WWE aren't taking any chances with those who arrive and leave the venue, as the company is medically screening everyone who attends. Given that the disease can live on surfaces for many hours, it certainly makes sense for the company to test everyone, and Ryan Satin, who has served as a correspondent on Backstage, tweeted that everyone, whether they be talent or crew, must pass a screening test before they get to the tapings. It's clear that WWE aren't taking any risks with this global medical crisis, as right now, there have been no WWE superstars who are known to be infected thanks to measures like these. It's a real shame that WrestleMania 36 won't be taking place at the Raymond James Stadium as planned, but the Showcase of the Immortals is just one event that has been affected during WrestleMania week. On social media, Georgia Smith, the daughter of the late British Bulldog, revealed that the WWE told her that the Hall of Fame will be postponed, and they are hoping to have the ceremony around SummerSlam in August. Having the Hall of Fame around SummerSlam would be especially appropriate for the Bulldog, who had his career highlight at the 1992 pay-per-view in London, England, and it's good to see that the WWE isn't risking fans' health at this time. Though the WWE Universe have waited years to see the Bulldog inducted, the fact that his induction has been confirmed is a big win, even though we'll have to wait a few months to see Davey Boy Smith take his rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame. We've finally got some news that isn't from the global medical crisis, as the WWE is still trying to carry on with business as usual. Recently, the company issued a cease and desist order to the freelance wrestling promotion and Pro Wrestling Tees, as they were set to hold a show called In Our Warehouse, complete with a logo done in the style of the classic WWF In Your House events. On Twitter, Speedball Mike Bailey described the move as petty, while WWE superstar Mustafa Ali promised to donate money to anyone affected by the cancellation of the show. Though WWE are still going through plenty of changes to their own product right now, this just goes to show that the company still has an eye out for anyone infringing on their intellectual property. And finally today, we're ending with more news from the WWE's business side, as the company made headlines earlier this year when Vince McMahon discussed the possibility of selling their pay-per-view streaming rights. Like many parts of wrestling though, this too has been affected by the global crisis that is affecting everyone. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer discussed this situation, saying it'd be unusual for any company to want to sign up for distribution rights, especially after it had been announced that WrestleMania will happen at the Performance Center. He said, "I cannot imagine if anyone ever made a big purchase, like ESPN or someone made a big purchase right now this week. It's just not going to happen. I mean, could it happen down the line when things get more normal? Yeah, but once they announced WrestleMania for the WWE Network, that was the sign that they weren't selling streaming rights in time for Mania. Moving it to the Performance Center, that's got nothing to do with that." Given that WWE is promoting WrestleMania to be airing on the WWE Network, this is a clear sign that there's no deals with streaming companies in place, and we can't help but wonder just how much of WWE's potential deals will be affected by the global medical crisis in the coming weeks and months.